Hey guys, what's up? Pixelart Builder 583 here again, and welcome for one series that I would like to call the PAB Magazine. What's this series, you ask? Well, to those who don't know, it is an update series that allows you, the fans, to catch on to what we at Pixelart Builder 583 Productions are up to. For this episode, we're going to cover a whole bunch of stuff. So, let's get started with that. First up, we're going to be talking about Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft and some updates in the Season 7 finale. Yes, we know we've been slow on developing episodes 17 and 18 for it, but also here's the catch. We are currently experiencing difficulties regarding motivation to act for a certain character. We are currently waiting to hear what one of the actors would think in a matter of time. In other words, someone is trying to think about their things before making a decision based on this matter. We were all going to expect his lines right around there for both remaining episodes, but some stuff got to him, needless to say. But above all, we are trying our best to ensure that a good run for Season 7 is concluded, regardless of how long it may take. While we were waiting around for development of Season 7's finale to be greenlit, we were making updates and additions to the Raffle World via a server owned by one of my friends. Progress went absolutely well, although slow and steady, but then eventually, I got some appalling news. The spawn point of the server became corrupt! Chunks were shuffled around, backups were gone, and the stuff went all haywire in the process. But luckily, another one of my friends assessed the damage of the safe, and it turns out, according to him, that the corruption only hit that certain spawn point, and nowhere else. Regardless, though, the news freaked me right out when I saw the damage, because, you know, the Raffle World is like my child when it comes to worlds like such. My baby. Emotions aside, though, the owner of the server is trying to repair his network and the server. The reason we were doing all this work to begin with is so that way we could plan ahead for Season 8 and beyond of Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft after Season 7's finale, plus some content that I'm planning on developing afterwards. As we go on throughout this series, I've also been wanting to pay attention to the sector poll that I announced back in June. It was related to what version another tertiary war would be, right? Along with its respective mod loader. Well, so far, we got 25 votes in terms of that respective poll. That's a good enough number by my standards, although we have less than a week left before the poll ends. So if you haven't done so already, vote, vote, and vote. In case you don't know how to do so, go to my community tab, browse the posts I made, and you'll find the most recent one with the votes that were made just about more than a month ago. With that aside, development for this side series has been put on hold for reasons I will talk about next. Over time, though, I will resume production on the episodes I already pre-recorded on January, so that way nothing goes down the drain. So, that's it for Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft and its sector variant for now. The thing we will be talking about next is Microsoft Sam and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2. As you saw recently with Mac Alex and Friends Play Left 4 Dead 2, a question was raised by one person asking me, are you replacing Sam & Co. with Alex & Co.? Well, the answer's simple. I'm not. I'm not abandoning Sam & Co. for Alex and his own friends. I only made those episodes to demonstrate the power I can wield with a macOS High Sierra virtual machine, and I succeeded in doing so, despite taking about 20 minutes or so to get a single minute in an episode. But that's not the point now, is it? We're talking about Sam and his friends. Speaking of which, to show that I never abandoned Sam & Co., I am making a marathon. That's right. A marathon of all 14 campaigns in a game of Left 4 Dead 2 into one video. My friend who calls himself Jack Frost came up with the idea of there being a thing like that, which started as a what-if thing, but then I decided that it would be an idea for my 9th anniversary on YouTube. Credit goes to Jack for coming up with that idea. I've currently started making the No Mercy part of it, but the whole plain truth is that it's going to take a whole lot of editing to get this thing out in time. And I mean a whole lot. Throughout those coming months, that will be one of the dominating things I'll be focusing on when I'm not doing anything important, such as looking for a good paying job and whatnot. The payoff, however, is going to be huge. I've also got multiple rosters of some people who are collaborating with me to make this marathon possible. And yes, Jack Frost is one of them. I've only recorded about 2 rosters so far, and we're just about halfway there. Again, this marathon will pay off by several miles away, and it will be even bigger and better than the grand remake of episodes 1 through 10, which was last year. With that aside, though, I'm also going to be talking about custom campaign attempts. I've been adding some campaigns thus far, as well as bending the rules of who would be who, especially by adding additional characters, even if they're not strictly Mike, Mary, or Scotty. I tried to make the campaign known as Lockdown into 3 parts, but ultimately I did not like how the recording turned out for classified reasons. Ever since then, I did not touch custom campaign attempts again. But don't worry though, I'm not going to disown any of the campaigns I had plans for, nor am I canceling the series. The core series and this one, like Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft and its sector variant, is very much like one of my children. I'm also going to be talking about the survival episodes, which have also been in the back burner since I was trying to establish more content and so forth. The last time I left off was after episodes 1 and 2, and during preparation for episodes 3 and 4, I was trying to gather up some people for those specific episodes. However, I'm going to put that on hold until I complete a certain proportion of the marathon among some other content. As I said before, the marathon is a big project, so that will take up a lot more time than the survival episodes could. So it would make sense to work on something big that is actually meaningful and important. There's nothing much to say about this, so I'm going to end the Left 4 Dead 2 discussion off right here. Thirdly, we are going to be talking about a trilogy that me along with a several group of people have been recording as of late. The trilogy known as Satan and Minions Suck At. The purpose of that trilogy is to make Satan, Talus, Sentient Ivor, Bulvair, and Dark Microsoft Anna fail at several games we like to play. There will be 3 games like the devils will be failing at, and they will include in a particular order Left 4 Dead 2, Killing Floor 2, and Team Fortress 2 Man vs. Machine. Knowing the devils, however, they're going to argue and fight a whole lot and say a whole bunch of terrible stuff that would get them canceled or whatever, but I'm not going to go a whole lot into a whole lot of details over what the devils are going to do, because that would be spoiling the thing. Sorry if I did, by the way. Production-wise, though, you can expect the trilogy to be split into parts. In fact, I'm going to split a segment per game into parts, depending on the game and its own mechanics. For example, let's say that I'm making Satan and Minions Suck At Left 4 Dead 2, and I'm splitting that into some parts. That way, when production of that is like such, you can hear Satan and his minions trash talk, while at the same time keeping tuned into stuff that will come in the near future. But a warning though, those types of videos may contain racist, sexist, homophobic, or even discriminatory language. I'm putting that warning out there as I do not condone any of that myself. In fact, I do not condone anything that Satan and his minions would say. So if you say that I'm doing a hate speech to anyone, I'm not trying to poke fun at anyone genuinely. The point of that trilogy is just for pure comedy, and just like the 2 Microsoft Eva sucks at videos I posted. So do not feel offended if you hear any of those guys say those terrible things. If you are, just tell me honestly. Shifting away from the Satan and Minions Suck at trilogy for a tad bit of a while, I'm going to be talking about next Pixelart's Minecraft Adventures. It's been a while, and I mean a whole while, since I last aired a single episode. And the shocker is that it's been about 4 years. Even a YouTuber like myself can say that this is a huge gap between episodes and seasons and so forth. But this gap has gone on for long enough. Yes, I did promise you guys Pixelart's Minecraft Adventure Season 5 back in June by saying, coming soon to a channel near you, at one of the posts. But responsibilities for the Minecraft server I mentioned earlier took over and went to my head quickly. Fortunately, I recorded the first episode of Season 5 back in May, which was before Minecraft 1.17 came out for Java Edition. Unfortunately, I never started editing that yet. And since the Left 4 Dead 2 marathon I'm working on is affecting the time when I would start editing it, I would have to say that during some of the upcoming months, I might do the editing of it. I'm not going to make promises, but I will see what I can do as time goes on. Also, you can expect some TTS voices to come up some episodes to make it more interesting, not as much of a snooze fest as some of the other seasons were, particularly Season 1. And last, but certainly not least, we're going to be talking about the Christmas special of 2021. Just like a certain friend of mine did, and just like I did last year, I'm going to make this one a collaborative one. I'm going to have crews that will be crossing over with me, and some of them include, but are not limited to, the crews of Ellen Link Edward MMOs, Hurricane 505, Venom Snake TV, etc. I plan for there to be more crews besides those, albeit there's no telling who could join in with us. But we are going to have some side characters who will join us in this special, and I have a whole list of some of the potential collaborators. Just like the Left 4 Dead 2 marathon I'm working on, I'll be working on the special too, along with some of my friends who decide to collaborate with me on this special. It's also going to be a very big project, but unlike the marathon, I'll divide that one into a few parts, depending on how big it is. The payoff of there is also going to be huge, but assuming that Season 7 of Microsoft Sam Plays Minecraft is not finished by then, I'll make it take place in an alternate timeline. And yes, I might as well include a few Mac voices or so. I might include the Mac voices in there, since I now have the power to generate Mac voice lines. But I will regulate the cast, so that way we don't get too many people at once. Call me biased if you want, but that regulation will serve as a means for controlling screen time more easily, too. And that's it for this episode of the PAB Magazine. If you enjoyed, feel free to stay tuned for more videos like this one, and subscribe for more content in the future if you haven't done so. This is Pixelart Builder 583, signing off. Peace out.